first of all, how are you collaborating with the school system with these kiddos who are transitioning into kindergarten in the public school system with these devices? And how do you, I think my second question is kind of goes along with that. How do you get that buy-in from the teachers who have, 10 other kids, sometimes more than that in their classroom, who also have complex communication needs? How are you getting that buy-in, and how do you work that in?
You have some really hard questions, but I'm going to try. Okay.
I know you
I'm
can
going to
answer
try.
them.
So I will say that for the, let me just start by saying this.
Okay.
We can always improve. I can always improve and need to improve on how my communication is with the school system and the speech pathologist at the school. I am working towards that, but I want to not to give an excuse to it, but just think about being in a private clinic and having productivity demands in a private clinic. There's not a lot of extra non-billable time that I can sit and converse and talk to folks on the phone or return emails or even do trainings, right?
Right.
That's a limitation.
We had this conversation with my friends from Central Reach just the other day when I was on their podcast about the 42 forms that have to be signed for the speech pathologist or the teacher or the school to even communicate with the BCBA. Same with you. There are 42 forms that have to be signed, and the right person has to see them before you can even respond to an email.
That's right.
So lots of limitations. I agree. I understand that.
That's right. And I think the school system limitations and then maybe even private clinics limitations are different limitations, but they're there, right? And sometimes we don't understand the other person's perspective. So this is a great example. The other day I emailed, first of all, I'm very fortunate in Alabama to have some wonderful colleagues, not just here at United Ability, which I do. I have some wonderful and very knowledgeable colleagues at United Ability, but we also have them outside of United Ability in the state of Alabama and in the Birmingham area. Toot your horn.
Yes.
So
another great southern state. Yes,
that's right. So we have some great agencies, state agencies, and school system folks that I have been lucky enough to learn from and connect with. So the other day, I got a new client coming in, and they have had a system. It was a mid-tech system. This little one has a complex genetic disorder, and the parent is looking for something to progress him. And he's doing some wonderful independent play on an iPad for entertainment. So she's saying, I think he can do more than this mid-tech 12 location, 13 location system can provide. And she's not wrong. And so we talked and we worked and we played and we hung out. And the first thing I did was email the school SLP and another agency that's involved in his care. And I said, hey guys, I have a little one and I've got permission to communicate. Right. But hey, what are some things that you would like for me to do? And what are some things that you would like for me to avoid? That's how I phrased it. Like, tell me what you don't want me to use, or what do you see that would be not helpful to you in your environment in which you see him? Now, does that always mean that I will do exactly that? Yeah. I mean, in good faith, yes. But if there's more education that we could talk about, or more discussion that we could have, if that would be a great place to start. So I think we should all be reaching out to our team, but also to our providers in our area. And again, I'm lucky in Alabama and in Birmingham area to have that. So if you can connect with providers that do what you do, or if they're very knowledgeable about AAC, that's a good place to start. But teaming for this decision-making process is very important. And the family is very much a part of that team as well. So a lot of communication about what they're comfortable with and what suits them and their needs, and talk about all the features.
Yeah. What advice would you give a brand new SLP who has this kid come across their caseload with these complex communication needs, coming in their first year, maybe they're in their CFY, and they've got this kiddo that comes in that sees you outside in a private clinic, what advice would you give that clinician? And this is
Well,
also advice for me because I foresee
again,
this happening. Yeah.
whoa, with the loaded questions. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So, I would hope that in this day and age, we've got really good opportunities in the graduate program. So they're more prepared than we were in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
So they're coming to the table with that. I would get connected on social media with folks that are doing the thing that you are not as knowledgeable about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of resources. I would start with Practical AAC. That's Carol Zangari, and that's a great website and social media on different platforms. That would be a good place to start. I would model, 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 model,
Model. I talk about that a
model.
lot. And I did my child development one, and I was like, model, model, model. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that device or that system. I wouldn't take it. Don't take me literally, but I would use that system, and I would get to know that system, and I would model on that system or a system just like it if there's an issue with that, and I would really use that in speaking with the student, and I would get to know that language system, and I would get to know that device, and I would be able to really see how well we could use that, or alternately, the limitations that your
Mm-hmm.
student has with that device. Remember that conversation you had about the CPROC and how difficult it was.
Yeah.
Sometimes you realize, oh gosh, this is not easy to access. I have
Right.
to release my finger, not just press, but
Right.
also release. That's a
Right.
lot for my little one. But the more you model, the more you see, the more you know, and the more confident you become in that system.
Mm-hmm.
Again, do not forget, authentic connection would be exactly where you need to be. Strengths, notice the strengths, identify the strengths, talk about the strengths when you're working with that individual. So that would be my advice right off the bat.